Hello, this is Hope Roski with business, arts, events, and more cool stuff. Well, today I have something that I'd really like to talk with you about, and my special guest, Fonda Lehman, will have a lot to say about it too. As a retired school teacher, and when I was in the classroom, we always talked about stranger danger. We talked about how people would approach us, or the kids, and people that we might not know. But sometimes we don't think about the strangers that we do know. And that's what Fonda Lehman is here to talk with us about today. Fonda, welcome to the show. How are you?
Doing fine, thank you.
Well, great. Well, I wanted to talk to you about the book that you published, and it's a book called Stranger in the Home. And this is it's an important book. I know you're trying to get the word out about the book, and I'd like you to tell the viewers about that, please.
Yes. Stranger in the House, originally because when you tell your children don't talk to strangers, you're going to be going and talking to strangers every day. You see people at the grocery store, at the gas station, at the park, at the school, and I'm like, okay, so these kids are going into a new class. This teacher is a stranger. Are they not supposed to talk to her?
True.
So they don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. And as we talk to strangers every day, you're not gonna keep children from talking to strangers. And it's very disheartening when children are in baskets in the grocery store and they smile at you and they wave at you, you want to respond, and then you see the parents just tighten up and they treat everybody as a predator. And that's not good for children to be paranoid. So I put this out showing that there are more dangers with people you know than people that are strangers, because when they go in the churches and you find out children are being molested, you go into the schools, you find out children are being abused at home, you find out, at the sports, even adult children are being molested. I just knew something had to be done. So that's when the book came out.
Wow. And this is a topic, it's a very sensitive issue, because as you said before, in the churches, and we've, of course, heard
that
about
was supposed to be a safe place.
Right. And, and we just, sadly, with certain teachers, and we've, and what's sad is that not everybody in the profession needs to be thrown into that mix. Hence, at the same time, one needs to know how to handle that, what to look for. What are some of the hints that you talk about with the book, Stranger in the House?
Yes. As Danger Aware organization, we are trying to change the paradigm of abuse so that it is no longer a taboo subject. Anybody can talk about abuse or awareness without it being hidden. There are so many people, men even, that I talk to that have been abused as children and never spoken out about it, never told anyone. One thing we want to do is to teach people, teach children, teach victims, you have a right to question other people's behavior, and especially when it's adult behavior. Children are taught to be obedient, and they don't know that they can say, what's wrong with this? I don't feel comfortable with the way this person's hugging me. I don't feel comfortable with what's going on, the way they're speaking to me, and even their actions. So we want them to learn the approach of grooming before the abuse, so that they can call it out. When you can call it out and say something's wrong here, you can possibly stop the abuse.
Right. And the sad thing is the grooming part comes in so many different ways. It's so hidden, and it builds. It's not necessarily a quick process. It's a slow process. Now, as a teacher, we were trained that as soon as we suspect, we report.
You have to report.
You have to report. And I think that it needs to go with everyone.
Yeah.
and this is, of course, my perception, but I think you follow it up here in the book, that if someone comes to you, and especially, the age range is so wide, that's our responsibility as adults to step up, because if
Right.
we keep quiet, then we're just going along with what this child or even teen has said. Tell me a little bit, and what I think what's great is that you have Stranger Ware, which is a workbook that follows up with this. Tell
Yes.
us a little bit about the workbook, please.
The workbook is to allow children to document where they go to school, their friends, places they like to go, activities, crafts, whatever, in the process of being able to speak to their parents. It's hard sometimes for children to speak out to their parents or to say what's going on in their life, but with the little workbook, they can say, this is who I like, these are my friends, put some pictures in the book so you can keep track of who your friends are, and years later you'll look back on it and say, that's who I went to school with. And it's so that we open up that process of telling somebody, and not just one person. You
Correct.
want to tell many, many people as you can. Abuse, they don't always tell you, this is our secret. They don't always tell you, don't say anything. It's something that's built into you that once an abuse starts, you don't have the wherewithal to comprehend and understand where I can go from here.
Right.
For one thing, you first think, I must have done something wrong. That's not true. The second thing is, I'm going to hurt somebody else if I say anything. So it becomes this huge secret that people keep. And I had a woman at 70 years old say, I've never in my life told this to anybody. I had a man this week tell me, 45 years old, I've never told anybody this. And so this is what we're trying to break, that paradigm
Right.
of hiding abuse.
And just feeling, people feel that shame, and it's what's
Exactly.
sad is that they need that safe place, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's somebody who is taking advantage of an individual.
It's something
and
that someone else did.
that they
That-
did.
no.
Now, what I think we really need to bring home here is that you're down to your last few books, and I'm sure people
Yes.
will want to order them, but in order for you to do that, part of this is raising funds for your organization to help bring about the awareness, to help educate others in the community. Tell us a little bit about the organization and the website people can go to if they would like to donate money.
Yes. The organization was started because the books had been there and they went dormant. We went and picked up on it. We have games online. We have a comic strip online. We have the books online. The one is audio book that can be listened to. And the entire organization is for putting things out online, so as children or victims play the game, they pick up behaviors. They pick up things that embed within themselves. So if you're playing a game and it says you're trying to do letters that says lie, and you move the letters up to the line and it says lie, then it'll tell you a lie is something that is non-truth. They're
So
playing this game.
It's an educational game. And the name of the organization is
Danger-
dangeraware.org, and that's really important. I'm going to repeat it again, dangeraware.org. If you go to that website, this gives you an opportunity to make a contribution to a nonprofit organization that is really trying to help children and teens, even,
All the way through
all the
seniors.
way through seniors, because we've heard of elder abuse, really to become educated. And one of the other things I wanted to bring home is your thrift store. And that's right there on Fresno Street on the corner of Clinton and Fresno. And the monies, again, raised help to go to Danger Aware.
Promote
to
the
promote it.
websites
So,
and
is there-
animations.
Right. So is there a time where people could come in and shop or drop off donations?
Yes.
Please tell me about that.
Yes, we're open from 9 to 4 every day through the week, Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we will accept donations of products because we all get rid of things, from time to
Remember,
time.
somebody else's junk is another person's treasure.
Right, exactly. And so, yes, if you don't have any funds to help, at least donate something that we
Yes.
might be able to raise the funds that are needed, because we need animators, we need voices, we need story writers, and we can't hire them. I mean, this is bigger than we are.
Yes.
We are already in several different countries working with people on this particular thing. And we have one man in Pakistan that says, I want an office over here. So it's going to go worldwide. Not just Fresno, but it's going to start
But
from
come
Fresno.
on now, Fresnans and people in
Yes.
the valley. This is our hub right here. And let's make a difference and let what Fonda is trying to do here with Danger Aware really help make an impact and give people that safe place to fall,
Yes.
help educate them about this. Is there a phone number if they have any questions too, Fonda?
There is, and I don't have it in my hand. I think he's
we
got
have
it up there.
we
Right
have
there it is.
up on the screen.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put on my nifty glasses here so we can see, and that is area code 559-293-4101. Again,
Yes.
559-293-4101, and that's for the dangeraware.org.
Yes.
Is there any, I know we have the thrift store here we talked about. It's called the Turnabout Boutique,
Yes.
which is wonderful. And then they can also, you have a staff too,
Yes.
correct? Tell us a
They're-
little bit about the staff members as well.
Yes, Jen actually has interviewed with you before, and she is our office personnel. Angie Lopez is our office management. Sadie Lopez does our flyers and our newsletters, and then Jonathan is doing our animation. Very little, but we're
need
working
to
where we
raise
can.
the money. We need to
We
raise
need
the
more
money
animators.
Yes, we need more. Hey, college students, you're looking for an internship, there you go. But anyway, Fonda, I
And
would like to...
volunteers.
Yes, volunteers too, please. Reach out to Fonda Lehman or the staff there at Danger Aware. They would certainly appreciate any kind of help or contributions you are willing to give. I'd like to thank you for coming on to the show. I'm glad I was the one who got to interview you today and talk about
Thank
this,
you.
because this is an issue that's close to the heart. So thank you, and viewers, come on, let's get going with this.
And-
This is a good cause.
Could I say one more thing?
Sure.
Is that I don't think there's anybody out there that doesn't know someone that has been abused. And we have very limited amount of capability to help the people behind us that might come along behind and see children that we want to help, but we don't know how. This is a program that has started to where this will help thousands of children start learning how to speak out, how to recognize the grooming. And if you have been abused yourself, you know somebody that's been abused, and you don't know what to do, donate to Danger Aware, because we will get the word out.
That sounds great. Well, Fonda Lehman, thank you so much, and hope we have you back again.
Thank you.
This is Hope Roski, and we'll be back with you in a few moments.